Day. Valerie, Tom Hitchcock, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Not too bad. Now, I'm going to have to give you an instant nod because I love your background. Okay.
Thank you.
I can't quite put my finger on it, what it is that I like about it. But
I reckon it's the color. Purple will match with your brand.
look at that. Look at that. It's a great minds think alike. Did you know, and I talked about this actually yesterday with someone on here, and they do comics. They do comics as a business, and it's a fascinating world actually. And we were talking at one point about the primary colors. Okay, so the primary colors we get taught at school are not the primary colors; they're different.
Okay.
And, so it's actually yellow, magenta, and cyan are the colors, which you get the dots on the print media.
Yeah.
Okay? But in that same conversation, when you dig a little bit deeper into what the generally primary colors and what have you, the color scheme that you have and I have doesn't exist. Purple is an optical illusion. It doesn't exist. It's really interesting.
Love that. I absolutely love that.
Mr. Purple doesn't exist. Purple patch doesn't exist, and your background doesn't exist.
Love that. But somehow we make it happen. So we make the impossible that doesn't exist happen. So there we go.
That's the spin. That's the spin I wanted. We're not paying you for that, by the way. That was. Anyway, I'm digressing a bit too much. I really want to know a lot more about you. So do you want to maybe introduce yourself and tell us a bit about what you do, where you come from?
Yeah, absolutely. So my name is Valerie, and I run a marketing agency called Omnitide, and we specialize in lead generation for small business owners. And where I come from, obviously, I've got an accent, if you haven't figured it out, and it's a really hard one to pick. No one can ever pick it. But I'm originally from Canada. I grew up in French, and I've learned English when I moved to Australia 10 years ago.
Lovely. It's interesting. I'm just going to pick on the accent here because I wouldn't have guessed that, but I can hear when you say French, you say it in the French accent. There's a slant in it, and when you say English, you say it with an English slant. So
I've learned English with an English person. My partner was English at the time, so I've learned some of the English twang.
There we are. So it's a bit like when I speak a bit Spanish and I try to speak Spanish. Apparently, I sound French.
Interesting.
Yeah. So anyway, you've done. So, Omnitide, how long has that been in existence?
So the business itself has been running for 8 years, but I literally just rebranded a couple of months ago. So it's still quite new. It's fresh. There's this idea that, a business entity is a bit of an entity is a person. Got an entity has got its own energy. So I find that when I rebranded the business a couple of months ago, I find that my business had moved from maybe teenager to become an adult, and now with the new name, I feel like my business has evolved over the years, and now I've got a young adult. I'm running a young adult business.
Nice, I like it. And what was the main changes for the rebranding?
I guess the idea was that the business that I had was not the branding was not aligned to the type of clients that I want to bring in. So it was something that I have done myself. I'm not a branding expert. I'm in marketing, which is very different. And the branding didn't really transpire the level of services that we offer and the professionalism. And we just wanted to up our game a bit and to help attract, I guess, bigger clients and be more established. So that's kind of where the idea came from. So we changed everything from the look and feel, the name, everything changed a couple of months ago.
How exciting is it? A business is an extension of yourself. So it's interesting you say how you've sort of gone from being a slightly naughty adolescent into a young adult, sort of an element of graduation, and that then changes the ecosphere that you're in with the audience you want to get to, and you outgrow where you're at. So I like it. So how long did it take you to come up with that particular logo? I know branding is different than the logo.
I've hired an agency, so they did that for me. So the process probably took I don't know, probably 1 to 2 months together to from the moment we started to the moment we launch every asset. So it's of course coming up with the name, the logo, the look and feel, but it's also, you kind of underestimate how much work goes behind a rebranding with all recreating your website and your socials and your brochures, and everything needs to change. It was a great process because it forced us to review all our process and how things are done, but it's not for the faint of heart. It was a bit of a big process, yes.
Okay, fantastic. And so your business itself, is it focused primarily on lead generation?
Yeah. So we help our clients helping more clients. So we help them get more clients, get more people through the door. We specialize in how, where do their leads come from? Where do the clients come from? And how can we create systems to amplify that so they have more clients, more customers coming through their door? So that's our primary focus. We do a lot of things that falls under that umbrella, but marketing can be very broad and very wide. There's a lot of things, and our approach is a bit of a holistic approach where we have a look at the overall strategy of the business and identify what's the low-hanging fruit to bring you more clients through the door. Having experience in a lot of different area, it help. As in, if you go to the SEO expert, it's going to tell you need SEO. But the beauty is that because we have experience in a lot of different domain, we can identify what's the best tool for you. And if it's not SEO, we'll tell you what it is. So, yeah.
Okay, all right. So for those that think they know marketing, I think you just pointed to this, that it's a massive umbrella term, sometimes confused a bit with sales, but it's a close relation. It's a cousin of, and definitely a step in the process, that's for sure. But a marketeer can be so many different things and different attributes they bring to the table. So lead generation is definitely a pointy end of it.
Yeah.
But in lead generation itself, this is something that I think, and tell me if I'm wrong, has snowballed in recent times, mostly down to change behaviors on technology, okay, and anti-social media, as my grumpy old man says. So I think it's such a moving target. It's quite easy to drop the ball with that. Okay, what's your opinion, your observations on that component?
I think I agree with you. Lead generations definitely had a bigger pie in the marketing landscape that it ever has, and I think that's a great thing, because I think as business evolves, back in the days, people didn't have a website, didn't even have social media. So I feel every couple of years we add things that a business needs to have. Back in the days, it was maybe just a pamphlet. Now you do need a website, otherwise you're not credible. And then you do need social, otherwise you're not seen, and that you're not where your audience is. So as we increase the amount of things that a business owner has to do, having a bit more clarity on what this particular type of marketing can provide is I think, just provide clarity for the business owner. So, that's what this will be about. So it's kind of, I guess, result based. But I also agree with what you mentioned, where sales and marketing works together, and they should always. The better return on the investment you'll have is when your marketing team and your sales team talk to each other. And if you're alone, if it's your marketing and your sales knowledge are growing together, and if you're a solopreneur, if you have a team or different people, and that's where you get the best return. And that's why the way we do things, we do lead generation, but we also have the sell component, because there's no point bringing leads if the client, the business owner can't close them. Then what we do is useless. We're not going to provide results. So that's why these two things, and I love that you bring that, because that's one of the things we like to be quite transparent with, is like what's your sales system and how can we help you with the sales system so the leads are worth something when they come into the business. So I don't know if I got distracted in my answer, but I hope that's a good answer.
I appreciate the answer, and distraction is good because it just shows the thought process as well and where we're going and what have you as well. So let's fast forward 5 years. Okay, where do you think the landscape's going to be? Because I've got a bit of AI fatigue right now, or generative AI, if I'm going to be specific. Okay. Oh, I usually can't say that word. I've got it on video. I finally said it about a lisp. Okay. So yeah, generative AI. it's said too much, but it's there. It's
Yeah.
probably there to stay, and what have you. As an example, to fast forward 5 years, 10 years, whatever it may be, how's that going to affect your world?
I think I'm pro that AI, any way of becoming more efficient. As you know, business owners have laundry list of things they got to do, and if there's an AI or tool that can help them do that faster, easier, and using less of their cognitive function, so they can do what they do really well. So I'm pro AI. I think to answer your question, it's I think it's going to be whoever can integrate these the better and work with it and get instead of working against it. And again, to I guess go a little bit deeper, is I think in 5 to 10 years, the people that have really mastered the tools and use leverage AI but use human intelligence to be different, because at the moment AI is based on whatever is available out there. It's whatever is available, it recreate. But whoever is going to be person that can leverage that AI but still have a very a strong USP or value prop is who's going to be shining in that industry. And I think there's no, it's coming like a tsunami, so you can't fight it. You got to embrace it and ride the wave. And that, yeah, I think that's my opinion on it. I think it's going to be there, so we got to embrace it.
Okay, all right. So we got Francophile Valerie in Sydney.
Not in Sydney, but I'm in New South Wales. I'm not New South Wales.
Okay, all right. Okay, so we're Australia based now. Okay, what brought you to Australia, and also what was your journey into setting up this business?
Yeah. So the three reasons I came to Australia: I wanted to learn English. I wanted to live by a beach, and I wanted to learn to surf. These are really the three reasons. Tick, tick, tick. So I've got all these sorted now. And the idea behind starting the business came from the lifestyle, the freedom, which, it's funny. Sometimes people start a business, they want more freedom, but when you start a business, you actually don't get much freedom when you start. But I just like the idea of creating. I like creating and something. I could create my own lifestyle. I could create whatever I want using that vehicle. And that's kind of where it started. I just wanted to be able to work from anywhere in the world, and then started the business doing solely to start with social media, and then I expanded over the years to a bigger offering, I guess, more comprehensive. So that's kind of like where it started, and now it's still my way of creating and helping and supporting, and I'm lucky that I can do that from anywhere in the world.
Okay, and the name itself, was that a little bit of a point towards your surfing aspirations?
Yeah, so the name's got definitely the tide refers to the nature aspect. I'm quite close to nature, and the aspect of everything's ups and downs in business. There's tides, everything goes up. Like the tide, you gotta as I said earlier, ride the wave of ups and downs. And also I guess Omnitide, omni means omnipresent, so it's on all fronts. So when we do marketing, we want to make sure that it's omnipresent, it's there, the systems are built, so you don't have to worry about it. You make sure you're going to have an omnipresent presence online, bringing you leads without you having to worry. So you've got a wave of leads coming your way, always.
Love it. Yeah, okay. So I like how that all comes together. I just feel like I'm being nosy here, by the way.
No, I love the question. They're great. Yeah, very great.
Okay. All right. So someone's watching this video. They're inspired by some of the things that you've said, or they're leaning into you for the business. Who should be contacting you and why?
Okay. I think who should be contacting me? Anyone that feels overwhelmed, I know, with their marketing and don't know where to start from. I've been there. I know I've got a marketing business, but I also have a wellness business. So I've been in the States where you need to bring your clients, but you have no idea where they would come from, where to look for. Marketing's got probably 20 different brands you can do, and you don't know which one to pick. This is where I bring clarity, and I can help identify what's the thing that's going to give you the faster result. So I guess, yeah, that's a good starting point. And we work with it on the consulting or mentoring basis. So I'll either mentor people on how to get there where they want to be, or we will do it for the organization. If they're a bit more established, then we do it for them.
Okay, lovely. And how would they contact you, Valerie?
Probably my website would be the best place. So omnitide.com.au. I've got a place where they can book a initial consult on there for free. And then just that will give them just a plan for that. We identify like, this is what you need to do. And they can just go on their own and do it. If they need my help, I'd obviously be happy to help. But at least to give them a bit of an idea of what's the next step and what that looks like for them.
Okay, brilliant. Love it. That's me. I think that's nicely rounded off. I think we've got an omni conversation that's happened. I'm sure people come and reach out, make contact and what have you. I love what you're trying to do, and I'm looking forward to talking again.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks, Dom. I appreciate great questions.
Thank you, Valerie. Speak soon.
See ya.
Thank you for watching this episode. I hope that you did enjoy it, had lots of takeaways from it. As before, please subscribe below so you can keep on top of any new releases we have. And also, if you would like to have your story told, just reach out with me and I'd love to give you that platform. My best email address is tom@purplepatchconsulting.com. Thank you.